Yes! Come! See the behind the scenes! Let me do this too. Why not? Let me not fuck anything up though. Welcome to the behind the scenes of This Just In. Don't look at my nails. I said don't look at them. Yes, spring 2025, the 1 year issue. Hello, I am back. It has been a while and I thought I'd give you a little update. I've tried to film this 3 times now, but then I don't edit and upload the video right away, so then I feel discouraged about doing so a week later because I feel like the update that I'm giving isn't an accurate depiction of what's actually going on because it's no longer relevant. Yeah, so I think the last time I posted was in February, and I posted a Luna video because I went there for my birthday, and I don't know, like a lot's changed since then. I mean, I cut my hair, I have a mustache, and I've just been hanging. I've had a lot of like creative blocks over the last few months, so that's also maybe another reason as to why I haven't uploaded. But I also was making my newsletter for the winter for February, and I released that at the end of February, so that took up a lot of my time in February. But March and April were actually pretty rough for me, and I filmed updates during that time, but they don't feel relevant anymore, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, right now I'm doing my spring newsletter. It's my 1 year. I started a newsletter last year called This Just In, and I wanted to make the newsletter to kind of do something different than what's normalized on social media, and also have a place where I can share a different piece of myself than is normally shared, in terms of like my recommendations or things I like, what I've been up to. So that's kind of why I started it. So yeah, I've been working on my newsletter. It's currently May 14th, so I have about 15 days to finish this newsletter, and it's coming together slowly but surely. But I wanted to emphasize this time having fun and doing something new and creative, and that's kind of what I'm doing. I have been collaging and doing a lot of handmade type of design for it. So I've been doing a lot of handmade collage design for it, and that's been really exciting. I will show you kind of what's been in the works. I think I'm gonna upload this at the same time as my newsletter is coming out, and I might feature this in the newsletter because it's like kind of like the behind the scenes. So like I cut these out and I put these together. I glued it all, and then I'm scanning them, most of them, and so I think this will be the cover, and it'll have this background, like that, and this as well, but I need to scan them and resize them so they're the right sizing. I had wrote some pieces about a month ago. This was in April 9th. I wrote these in a cafe shop. It's like they kind of go together. And then I collaged them and I glued them like that. So this was part 1, and this is part 2 of like the full-on thought. But I tried to scan these, and the color actually of this, just a regular printer scanner, didn't show up the best. So I think I'm just gonna use a picture that I took of these, which also is kind of cool because it gives the shadowing effect, because the text isn't like fully glued down on the sides. So I actually really like that. But I've been playing around and trying to challenge myself to have fun, and I really have been having fun, which is refreshing, because I could easily stress myself out about this type of project. So like this is, I want to feature Miley in this newsletter as well. So, you know, I made that, cut this out of an old playbill, and then I put a piece on the back, like taped it so that there's like background back here. I've got like different phrases. I pulled this out of a magazine. It's like a record type look to it. It's purple and pink, which is giving Hannah Montana and Bangers. So I thought that would be cool. And I was gonna write the piece for that too, because I love Miley Cyrus, like a lot. But my friend Andre loves her even more, so he might write a piece for it. We'll see. I don't know. Don't want to say that if it doesn't happen, but like, that's where we are right now in the process, is that now I'm like offloading certain pieces of the project to other people to express themselves, you know? Because I find that that's important too. Like last issue, I had my friend Bella create a piece of artwork, and that was really cool. It was based around The Sims, which is another thing that I had showcased. So I think it's cool that I'm doing that. This is for my Real Housewives of New York. I just kind of started on this because I have been featuring Survivor for the last year, but I want to start doing the Housewives. So I have my Roni. Anyway, that's kind of what's been going on here. I kind of want to show you a little bit of the operation, like the setup that I have, because before it was all on my computer. But this time, I have like a whole basket of stuff. Here, I'll show you. So, I'm in my sweatpants because it's a rainy day. It's a Wednesday. I got nothing going on, you know. But I have this basket, for instance, and I have my paper cutter in here that I have these sleeves. These sleeves that I was using for musical theater, for sheet music. But I have so many, and they're coming in handy right now. They're coming in handy because then I can put, like, this is kind of my little arsenal. My little arsenal. Got little scraps in this bag that are good for gluing little pieces together or using in any way that I see fit. Then I have this one, which is all just like strips and borders and just stuff I can use. This is stuff that I think I know I'm going to use for the newsletter. Like I have Encore, or More on the Way, or Follow Up, Behind the Scenes. That one I think I'm going to use for this video. Maybe if I put this, a thumbnail of this video, and that it's posted and it's like the behind the scenes of how it's made, so you can see how it's made. This is all like just a overhaul of different letters and numbers that I can pull from. And my friend Brooke is really into this stuff. She came over last week and she showed me her ways. I'd done collaging before and like scrapbooking as a kid, but it's been mostly for like mood boarding at this point in my adult life, and I have been doing a lot of it digitally over the last few years. So it's been actually really fun to do stuff with my hands and actually create, because the last few, I mean, all of the newsletters have been digital, and I've had to pull images from online, or I've had to pull art from like Canva, or Landing Space is what I was using before. And it doesn't feel like it's my creation to an extent, or like pulling from Pinterest. So I really wanted to feel 100% like proud about what I'm putting out, and like I have my fingerprints all over it. Which is kind of what I wrote about in the welcoming letter of this issue, but I need to still edit that, so. But yeah, no, I just had a lot of random stuff and like backgrounds that I pulled that I really like from magazines. I went to the Strand, and they have a clearance section of like old art books and magazines, or museum exhibit guides and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I purchased and pulled from for the most part. But I also have a collection of old playbills. I love how I'm so hunched over instead of just getting something taller to prop you up on. But I have a whole collection of old playbills, so I started to cut up the ones that like don't matter, like they don't. Especially because these were all gonna go in the trash anyways, and I saved them from the trash, so. But like, a lot of random shows that don't have like the Red Mill, like, okay, I don't think anyone really cares about that in that way. And also, they're just sitting there collecting dust. So what I did is I went through and, you know, like, we cut out ads, or we cut out words and phrases. You can see like there's definitely lots of missing items from this that I've used for like even just cutting stuff out. I don't even know what I cut out from there. But I probably cut out on this side. But see? So that's kind of what I've been pulling from for different text and stuff, but a lot of this stuff is in black and white, so it's also good to have like magazines. I'm interviewing this friend of mine, and she used to work at Birdland, so on my way home one night I went to Birdland and I was like, hey, can I have a program for all your upcoming events? Because I wanted the Birdland logo. And I cut it out. Like, that's... And I might not even use it, but, like, really using my resources. There was also a church around the corner from me, the Christian Science Church. And they had a little box outside with their, like, magazines. And... yeah. I was certainly pulling some images and phrases from there. Mostly just phrases and keywords. What you gonna do? You really gotta use your resources. I think so. Oh, like even like a Patagonia mailer. Like I'm on their mailing list, and this was also really helpful for keywords and backgrounds, because they use a lot of like nature backgrounds. But this is one of the books I bought. It was like $4, for instance, and this is like most of the book. But see, like they'll have like things like this, and this is where I pulled a lot of those colorful backgrounds, like the one that I'm using for the Miley spread. But it was $4, and then this one too. I think this one was $5. I pulled a lot of stuff from here already. Like it even took the cover off. But it's all black and white. But it's pretty cool. And there's some cool photography and textures in there. So like that's where this comes from. And the background for the newsletter cover comes from there. And a lot of like this stuff. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm pulling stuff from. And I just went through and scanned my first wave of stuff that I've created so that it's like on my computer and I can make it bigger or move it around a little bit. But obviously, like the written piece, like this is how it's set, like this is the sizing that I want. Also in my basket, I have this masking tape, I have highlighters, pens, glue sticks going here, and then I also have this X-Acto knife that I've been cutting like little letters and words out of magazines, and then I also have scissors, of course, if I want to like, really go to town. But that's all in there, and masking tape because I don't need to glue something if it's like a bigger thing. And then this is just all the stuff that I pulled from that book, actually. Like this one, where is it? Okay. Well, like a lot of like water and textures. This was the cover, part of the cover. But I thought it would even be cool to put a piece and then have that and then still even keep the $5 strand price tag on it because it also has $5.25, which is the month. And it's the month that I'm making this. So I think that's also really cool. But like, for instance, like this is one of my favorite images. I love this. This is so nice. To like just put a small poem or a written piece on here. Maybe not even for the newsletter, just in general. Or also just a picture. It's just so cool. But I like this picture better. So that's kind of what I'm going for. I also bought this whole pack of paper from Staples, but then I'm like, also, now I feel like I don't need it. And it was like $16 for the 120 pack. For it to not even scan properly, but I did use it for those two written pieces. I feel like the black is too stark black though, whereas I like this this lighter black, more muted. That I put all of my spread stuff in for the actual newsletter. So like this stuff goes in here. And then maybe when it's complete, like I'll keep it in here and it'll be cute. And I could put a little label on it and it can say this just in, and it'll be 2025 spring, and it would be like a little keepsake. And it'll have all this stuff in here. And I have a physical copy of my newsletter in a way. So, and this was like less than $2 from the Asian market around the corner from me. This little container. So, yeah, that's kind of my setup. And I have everything in a basket. Storage was full, and it was because I haven't deleted any of my Luna Luna or my apartment tour content off of here. So I just went and did that. And then I also just saw that I tried to do an update on March 4th, April 10th, and April 20th. So, yeah. Hopefully this time I post this, because that was my goal this year, was to make YouTube videos and content and just pop in once in a while. So yeah, just cutting up this magazine right now. My SAG-AFTRA magazine. So I kind of want to just like show you, like for instance, this is my setup. Like this is my setup. I have my X-Acto knife and my cutting board, which I don't often use because I will just cut straight into the magazine most of the time if the thing on the next page I don't really care about. So what I've been liking about this is that it's about the Emmys, like for your consideration. So it has the shows on each page, and I feel like this is really helpful because the logos have really good fonts. And then I'm going to show you on the backhand side, like I'm in Canva right now. This is Canva. Right now, for instance, I'm deciding if I want to make this crooked and bleed over on top to the background color, which I pulled from the N right here. Or if I just want it to be straight and look like that for the cover, because this is what I'm set on for the cover. But I don't know yet. I don't know what I want to do. Part of me wants to do this so that there's some movement up here, but then part of me feels like now it's too far up and that it would look better down a little bit like that and more towards the center of the action. But I don't want to bring it like in here, because then it kind of takes away from the 3 circles and the title of the newsletter. So I don't know. And I tried it down here, for instance, but then this background that I glued the 2025 and spring onto is pretty dark already. And so I don't think it adds anything. It actually loses. And you know what's so funny is that this background, this piece of paper that I glued it onto, was the napkin ring at the restaurant that I was eating at on Saturday, but I liked the color and the texture of it, so I took it and I put it in my bag because it was like the piece of paper that they wrap your silverware in. But that's where my mind's at these days, is I'm just a scavenger for this newsletter. And then, for instance, this is how the welcome note is looking. And I had typed out something, but I need to edit it and proofread it, and then I want to print it out, and then I want to put it on here. And I might use the highlighters to highlight certain phrases and words before then I scan it and put it back on here. But I also think that there's a lot of beige going on, so this is probably going to be completely different by the time you see it. And I might have a contents page, and these are some keywords that I had cut out and I scanned. And then see, I used the pictures instead because they had I liked how it had the shadows, and it kept that look to it. And then this is what I have for Miley right now, but this is probably all gonna change. And I have cutouts of her different song titles that I could find. And then like this is how it was looking if I did it digitally, but I want to print out all of these and actually hand cut them out because I don't like the look of that, you know. This is very much what I was doing before, but I want to do something new. So yeah. Oh, and then there's a picture that my friend Illyriana doodled of me on set at work the other day that I might include too. So I just put it in there for now. And who knows, maybe I'll use it, maybe I'll scan it, maybe I'll scan it with the bunches of paper, like with that look, I don't know. Or maybe I won't use it at all, and this is for the video. So yeah, that's basically the behind the scenes right now, about 15 days out from my newsletter. And I'm excited to see how it unravels, but I wanted to document this moment and where I'm at and what's going on. I was playing flag football in a gay sports league, and that just finished. I just started back up with dodgeball, and I captained for a year, but now I'm not captaining this season. I'm taking a step back because I want to just enjoy it and have fun and not have to worry about like other people's enjoyment, and if everyone else is having a good time, like, I just want to focus on playing myself. And I'm gonna try and figure out my relationship with theater. So that will be really interesting to see. Yeah, so I'm just kind of worried about this newsletter at the moment, and I want to find a part-time job because I was coat checking in the winter and now it's spring, so I want to find some sort of financial stability because I am freelance. I've been freelance for 3 years now and it can be really exhausting. So I'm looking for part-time work, and I might want to get into organization or resale this summer, so I'm thinking about that. I also have a trip to Europe planned for next month. I'm going to London and Paris and Amsterdam, so that will be fun, and I'm going with some really close friends. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Yeah. Also, I think I want to show you a few things that are going on in my apartment, I guess, because I showed them in my other updates that I filmed that won't be seeing the light of day. So I think I'll show you now. Ooh, I got up too fast. I'm lightheaded. Okay. And also I put that up there last week before I started clipping stuff. That was just pulling information and inspiration for kind of what I wanted to include in the newsletter and how I kind of wanted it to look, but this is just inspiration. Doesn't mean I need to follow it to a T, but I tacked it onto the wall there. So please excuse my jacket and my bag from work the other day, but this is what's new in the living room. I have this sheet music cabinet that I got from Facebook Marketplace for 20 bucks upstate, and my dad and my brother were coming to town, so they dropped it off. And I really like it because it houses all my documents, crystals, because, you know, I was trying to get it wherever I could this winter. This winter was rough. And I got my incense and my money tree, and I hung up this mirror here that used to be in my bedroom because guess what? I got a new mirror. Okay. It's pretty gloomy out, so it's a little dark in here, and please excuse my sweatpants, but this is the mirror. I got it, I think, back in March. Look at my bed head. Like, even with a shaved head, you have bed head. Like, that's what I wanted to get away from. But I got this back in March, I want to say, and it was like $150 at a consignment store, which sounds like a lot, but I've been wanting a mirror like this for a few years now, ever since I moved into this apartment, and they can be really pricey. In mid-century modern, like, teak wood mirrors have just gone up in prices over the years, so like maybe 2 years ago I could have got it for this price at like a high-end store, like a high-end thrift store, but now they are charging way more for these. So when I saw it for $150, I scooped it up, and I had to carry it up many flights of stairs to an elevated subway platform, and then I had to carry it up many more flights of stairs to get it home. So it's here now, and it fits perfectly on my dresser, but I should probably get it hooked to the wall. I still want to get a bigger dresser. I want to get a taller dresser because, like, look at, I don't have nowhere to put my pants. And yes, I have a whole closet behind me, but mind your business. I think that a 3-drawer dresser wouldn't be as good as like a taller dresser. But then it's like, then where do I put the mirror after that? I don't know. But that's kind of my plans. I mean, you know about the blinds, right? Those were here last time. I got those in January at some point. But I don't know if they were there for the tour. I don't know. I don't know anything, guys. Actually, I'm back. I really want to emphasize that I put a lot of work into this newsletter and I really enjoy it. But like the meaning of this newsletter is for myself. So I was actually about to come back here and say like, and I hope you check it out, this and that. Well, I think you'll check it out if you want to check it out. I actually don't care because this was a labor of love for me and I've been having fun. So I actually don't care. But now that I'm here sitting at my desk, I've been writing a book that I stopped writing in January and then didn't pick up again. So I've been taking some time off from writing because I need to figure out my life in a different sense. But this is really healing and it's been a fun project. But then when I was there, I saw these two books. This is coming out like neon on camera. Oh my gosh. It's more like just a dark, like a basic dark green. That's crazy. It's like neon. It's like brat green. Picked up these two books at the Strand too. Well, this came with that too, and I was like, this is such a cool picture. And it was like a flyer from the exhibit, because this is what I mean. They have like these little pamphlets and stuff too. This one was $4, and I'm like, that's crazy that you're paying, like charging $4 for this. But it is cool, like, but there's nothing of like real necessity to a normal person in here that hasn't gone to this exhibit. But it just has information. Also, mind you, yeah. But I really liked it and I wanted to grab that, and I also really liked this and wanted to grab this because of like the size of it and like the look on the inside. Because I'm like, I'm gonna grab these. This is $4, this is $2, $6 total. And if I don't grab these, I'm gonna want to remember what they were before, and I can look at a picture, but I feel like it won't be the same because this is kind of what I want my book to look like. Like I either want it to be like this size, which is more of like a little just pocket thing. Like this would be so cute as a book. Are you kidding me? Or I want it to be like this, which is like, this isn't intimidating at all. And it can be much more relaxed. I only have to write like 5 or 6 chapters total, and then I can add like images, which is kind of what I wanted to do. But I like this style. So these are inspiration for my book, which is a project that hopefully will happen in the next year or two, you know? We'll see. But it's funny because I bought this and I was like, oh, this is just for the book. Like, there's no art in here that I'm like expecting to use. Like, there's nothing. But then this is where I got the circles for my cover. I was flipping through. Can you see? I ripped them out here. Was flipping through and I was like, wait, I can do something with these circles. And then I did. So it's all full circle. That's where I'm at today. And who knows where I'll be tomorrow. But I wanted to document this and show you a little behind the scenes. I said that so that I can use that little thing and I can scan it and I can put it on there. So this is the behind the scenes of This Just In. Should this be the thumbnail? I'm like, oh, I wish I did this whole thing with my glasses off, but it's a glasses day because it's a rainy day. All right, thanks for watching. I will see you when I see ya. Bye-bye. Like, oh my god, wait, I'm like cheesing. Ah! Okay. Did I get it? I think I got it.